So, big, beautiful bill, right? Yeah. Elon, let's do a third party. Okay. Candace, wow, you all are finally seeing the truth, like everyone's true colors. I mean, I got a lot to say. I'm going to react to all the latest news, specifically getting into the big, beautiful bill, Candace, Elon's reaction from a perspective of a life strategist. So, welcome. If it's your first time here, awesome to have you. And if you've been here before, welcome back, my love. Before we get started, make sure to smash that like button. You know what I mean? Helps the algorithm at the very least. I'm also going to talk about why I haven't been here for a hot second and the situation with reaction videos because the boob tube is going against those types of videos, that type of content, hardcore. It's just not even worth it. We'll get into it. I hope you guys can join me live. Again, if you missed the live and don't get to talk to me in the live chat, you can join me. The restream will be on Locals right after this stream. And you can, of course, comment below. I really want this conversation to go, and I want the boob tube to get the algorithm so we get more people outside of the echo chambers that everyone else is talking about. Because you know me, it's all real, unfiltered, and censored only because of the boob tube, right? It's their private platform. But not over on Rumble. I'm live on Rumble as we speak, and on X. Follow me on X if you haven't already. Okay. Well, and happy 4th of July. It's going to be a memorable one, to say the least. So, yeah, I'm excited. I haven't been here a hot minute. I'll tell you all about it. Are you ready? Get your popcorn. Yeah, yes. Yes. Oh, so I'm sorry that I came on a little later than expected because this is a one-man production. So it is what it is sometimes, Hopefully in the future I'll have a crew. If you've already become a member, awesome, both here and over on Locals. Your support makes it all happen. If you're not already subscribed. And if you haven't already become a member, become a member. Show me some love. Nicho, welcome. Oh, yeah, where are you at? It's so hot. If you don't know, I'm in Philly. And if you don't know in the news, I don't know how national this has gotten, but yeah, they're not picking up the trash. And I live in Center City, so it's not pretty. And I have gone into like some TikToks that really just pop up. And like once you like one, right, then they give you more of that same content. So I've seen a bunch of TikToks of Philadelphians, city of brotherly love. These loving brothers are coming on, and they're not taking this new mayor. Because unfortunately, it's not just, they're going to go on strike because they want more money. I'm not going to give them more money. So everybody just go take your trash and take it to certain locations. Not to mention that about 480,000 residents in Philadelphia do not have a car. And I'm one of those people. So no, I'm not going to get my car. But either way, like, why are we paying all these taxes? No. Oh, this woman. And look, I don't care what the race is, whether the gender, it doesn't matter. But girl, you're not making women look good because this is the stupidest shit. Because again, although I'm a woman, there's certain statistics, there's certain like stereotypes for a reason. Like, I'm a woman driver. I can tell when somebody's next to me, in front of me, without even looking at them, by the way they're driving. 9 times out of 10, I'm like, that's a woman. I mean, of course, age makes a difference. So does other cultures that drive on American roads and stuff. But there's a behavior and there's a pattern. So much as I'd like to stick up for my own kind, meaning females, listen, honey. when you're in a position of power, you have to have a more of a male, in my opinion, more of a male attitude, energy, to say the least. But maybe you're not interested in the trash in Philadelphia, but it's so funny how people are like, you got to get out of that city, that blue city. Look, isn't that funny that the city's a blue city and, the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, it's all here. But yeah. But then that would be getting into a whole history lesson on how it used to be the capital and then DC is the capital, right? I'm not going to get there. We're not going to go there right now, right? Not the subject. Not the subject. Are you happy to see me? Because I'm happy to see you. Yeah. So, yeah. I did some series on To Be a Man, and I've been working on them, and they're coming up. So just because you haven't seen me, it's not like I'm not working behind the scenes. So I feel like it's taken me some time because I'm still finishing my book, looking for literary agents, getting it published, all that. So I got a lot on my plate. But know that when I have it, when the next step, I'll be here, I'll be announcing it, I'll be sharing it. And again, happy 4th of July. Wherever you are in the world, it's still great. Independence Day. 25% off of my merch store. The links are in the description below. They're everywhere. They'll be later in the tags and you know what I mean. You've been on YouTube. You know what I mean. 25% off everything. Only for tomorrow. All day on the 4th. Take advantage of it. It supports me. It supports the channel. And I got a lot of merch. I'll screen share later. Show you like some of the designs if you haven't already checked it out. And yeah, and make sure to follow me, subscribe, become a member, support me over on Locals, where go check it out. It's like nothing like you see here. And it's always an extension of what you see here, but totally different. More real. You know what I mean? Like if you're in my house. So join me. And again, thank you all for all your support. And I do take tips. There's a button usually, right? Isn't there a button that's like super thanks and stuff like that? There's that one. You can buy me a coffee. I need it. I got a lot going on. I need all the energy I can get. And I will share your message live unless you instruct me not to. I love you. I thank you for everything. So yeah, where do you guys want to start? You want to start with Trump? It's not going to be a long live stream because my reaction to it is pretty straightforward. Don't want to waste your time. Most people nowadays anyway, give it to me right in 30 seconds or less. So let's start out with the big, beautiful bill. I don't care what side of the aisle you're in or if you're in the middle. This isn't about politics. This is a fact that no matter what you like on that bill, whether you've actually read the thousands of pages of the bill, whatever's on the bill that you're like, oh, I'm for that. And say there's another area that you're not for, like how it affect gambling. There's a lot of things that a lot of people aren't really talking about. But not only like say, Thomas Massey, where he's talking about, and along with Elon Musk, like this is like one of the worst things ever. It's just another bad thing that Americans have gotten used to in a sense. And then even if we voice our opinions and they're kind of paying attention and listening to us, they're really just going to do what they're going to do. Because their paycheck is there. Until the bank flops. Until the money changers. And it gets flipped. Which is going to happen. So that's me telling you how it's going to end up. So it doesn't matter what it says. We don't have any money. We're in debt. And a debt that could never, ever in eternity get paid off. Number one. I know. Don't shoot the messenger, but you got to embrace the truth. So when it happens, you're not like freaking out. You're prepared. You can handle it. You don't let your emotions get the better of you. And then you're empowered. And then you and your community get together like we always do in history. It's the people that end up making it work, surviving, sticking together. You know what I mean? So we're in massive debt, and the Federal Reserve, which is now federal, there's no reserves, they're notes, debt notes, and they just print money out of thin air. So how is everybody wasting their time going back and forth on X, on all these platforms, whether they're worried or they're totally for it? There's no money. It's not real money. How's it going to get paid for? It's our production, us getting up, making things. Just envision for a second what it would be like if most of the citizens, this would work for anywhere in the world, but let's just focus on America, especially for 4th of July weekend. If most of us had our own homestead, if we made our own clothes, if we grew our own food, right? If we were off the grid, and then we have the Second Amendment, so we protect ourselves. We get together with our community. We make sure that we keep the bad guys out, right? Self-defense. Where would everybody be if nobody took loans out of banks? If everybody built based on what they had, or exchange or bartering? I know it's hard to digest when we have been conditioned at this point to go to the ATM, use these little plastic cards, scan on your phone, all this conveniences that technology has afforded us. And we've gotten very used to and very comfortable. But there's no money. So when the plug gets pulled, the plug gets pulled. You think it's a coincidence that they ever talk about like a power grid going off, right? Days of darkness. We know it can happen. Cyber attacks. It has happened. It can happen. And it most likely will. And everyone's going to point the finger and blame this person, that group. It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, you got to take care of yourself, right? At the end of the day, you got to feed your family, feed yourself, right? So that's where we're at. So here's my reaction. Get ready for the show to really get hot. To really, really get hot. Like the topics. You know how all of a sudden everyone's like, oh my God, Trump endorsed Massey. Now he's against Massey. Honey. They're all taking their turn. Elon, right? That Elon's like losing his mind because Elon has daddy issues. Isn't that funny? With that song, Daddy's Home from Tom McDonald. And a lot of people, do refer Trump as a daddy, daddy's home, daddy's back, right? America's daddy. And see, if you know me, then you know that I know that everything is destiny, fate. It's all meant to be. It's all been written and it's playing out. How we react is everything. Keeping our cool, not worrying, not getting lost in the sauce, lost in the drama, because it's really just entertainment, even for yourself. Because why are we engaging? It's a train going, 500 miles an hour, and it's got no brakes. You know what I'm saying? So maybe have your parachute, you know what I mean? So you can jump off, have some kind of strategy, mental and physical, to cope with it. Because there is no money. So why is everybody going back and forth? Oh, blah, blah, blah. You're really just saying stuff. Everyone's saying stuff just to create more content because most of the people saying stuff do it for a living. And then the audience, us, the viewers, were reacting or were joining in the conversation or putting our 2 senses. But can you imagine if everybody was on X, Twitter, Instagram, anywhere, TikTok, if everyone was like, yo, there's no money. Imagine that being the echo chamber to the reaction of the big, the BBB, right? Elon's issue is very simple. The guy's got, we all have issues. Some have less, some have more. And he's a little too old. He's got plenty of money to get some help, some therapy. But he does have daddy issues. And the ego just goes to show you. A lot of us did say that from the get-go. You'll see with time. Even the Bible says it, you can judge them. Jesus said it, right? You can judge them by their fruit. not their words. And here we are. The fruit is showing. So the words mean nothing, absolutely nothing. All right, so, okay. So you judge them by their fruits. Okay. We all knew, a lot of us knew, they'll show their color sooner or later. Here comes Candace. But before I go to Candace Owens, a lot of people, there's been some posts that I'm seeing, I'm reading about, like, people are like, oh, let's not get all on top of, like, attack Candace. And I made a couple comments on X response to those type of posts and comments. And I go, it's not about attacking her. She's not in her lane. She never was. People wanted her to be the conservative voice. Remember, she was a liberal, for those who didn't know. And then she became a conservative. And then she became a Catholic. You can become a Catholic overnight, but it takes time to really become a Christian, to really be and live in that faith. She's not there. You can't just get the title, sign the paper, get baptized. Some people it is, some people it does. But with her skit, because she literally has a skit, is what? Based on her past, based on her position, her knowledge, her experience, her age, and she just gave birth to her fourth kid. It's funny how she's trying to tell the liberal type women, you should be at home. Why aren't you at home? Being a mom, right? You're a trad kind of wife. You consider yourself that, but you're not acting it. And you don't need the money, right? Your husband's got it. I don't know what he's doing right now. I don't know if he's just into investments. I couldn't find anything today. I know he used to be the CEO of Parlor and, other stuff, but I don't know. I can't find what he's actually doing today, but I'm sure, maybe he's unemployed. Maybe she should tell everybody that. Hey, I'm the breadwinner. Okay. So, you just got to be honest with people. And what's your skit? The skit is when she started with the website with doxing, before she met, with Charlie Kirk and, TP, was it Turning Point USA, all that. So what is she doing? I mean, she's giving the audience what they want to hear. She's got this look and she's a woman and, she fits what they needed. What even the people that were looking for someone like her to fill and to voice their feelings and beliefs and opinions. Doesn't mean she knows how to handle her shit. And it's not because she just had a fourth kid. Some people were talking about that. Like, she just had the fourth kid. So maybe the hormones, how's she flipping? She was all about Trump. Now she's not. You know what? I'm going to have to reach out to Candace because I could help her. Because what she needs to do is be herself, her true self. So my overall reaction to Candace is that she's not being herself. And this is why people are confused on who she is, what is she about? Because she's really not being herself. But the ego, and I'll show you some posts. Here is some post examples on how people show their colors, even with words, even before the fruit. Because words, especially when you're posting them, that's your words in fruition. You're posting them, you're making them more solid, right? So let me screen share a couple of things because we can go on and on all day, but we're just gonna, food for thought. So here's this one guy, so I type in, oh no, okay. Let me see. I type in just Candace Owens, as you can see here. And let me scroll back to where it started. Oh yeah, Russell Brand apparently just had her or just spoke to her as well and made a comment. And you know what? I have this whole episode that I will be launching and publishing about Russell Brand. Like, who is he for real? Because if you know people and you can see through them, then their words don't have that much weight. And you can also have better discernment. Just saying. A lot of people, you're busy. Maybe you just don't have time to look into it. So here, she posted this about 4 hours ago. This is me. Okay. Not bad because,
the fuck they're doing.
When Trump is
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
All right. So she's like, this is me every time she has a baby. She's not pro-vax. Neither am I. No judgment. You do you. But here is, let me see where the one I saw. So this is June 24th. I'm sure most of you already saw this interview she had with Piers Morgan. Here's Russell 5 hours ago. I was with Candace Owens a couple of weeks ago. And by the way, she's been on his show. She actually met her husband during a weekend that she was doing a podcast in London for TP USA. If you didn't know, I was with Candace a couple of weeks ago, and she told me she had received a phone call asking her to stop talking about Emmanuel Macron's wife. And even stranger, President Trump was aware of this communication. What does this mean for the culture now? An independent content creator can seemingly have an effect on geopolitical negotiations. Really? No. But this is just fueling her feeling of how important she is. And naturally, as a human being, if you're not used to separating yourself from your ego, which usually takes time and a lot of experience and a lot of heartaches. Hold on. I'm coming. I'm getting there. Candace Owens, all of Hollywood silent. Okay. All right. I was on the fence with the whole Candace Owens. Don't talk about Macron's wife's story until I heard this. Interesting clip. Again, she claims that she spoke to Trump to get advice. Trump was like, I saw her. Basically, I don't think she has a penis. The point is, I think she's really good at investigating and like not letting off on any subject where she's doing investigation and journalism. Like she can focus very easily and stay on it and go full throttle and then show that she's not afraid to keep going. And I think a lot of us like that. Like, who doesn't, right? But when she mentioned that people that are enlisted in the military should not fight this war and get out with dishonorable discharge. Whether it pissed people off, whether they disagreed, the issue is, again, free speech, right? She can say whatever she wants to say, but that tells you, a comment like that shows you how ignorant, how literally lack of knowledge. I mean, completely. And I think that's where she could actually come back and say, you know what, after careful consideration, after I've been talked to by a lot of people, after I've done my research, like I didn't realize how bad it was what I said because I've never been in the military, for example. Just one example. Hold on. Where's the one? Because she actually brags about something. Give me a second. Some amazing news following my report. So I guess this was like yesterday of Macron delaying Russia peace talks over his wife, in quotes. Macron put on his big boy pants and called Vladimir Putin. And here's this article. I think it's Reuters. Okay. Again, she's not saying it's because of her, but here's what I'm saying. She's being more careful. Maybe her team, her PR team. This is the one right here. Candace Owens clap back on Dave Chappelle is amazing. Much respect, and the world would be a better place if we all weren't offended by everything. Clap emoji. Now, I'm sure you guys you've seen this, but it's what she says in this post. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Let me see if you guys can see that. This is just one. There's 1,000 posts that I can pick out, or okay, maybe 10, of what she says shows you more who she is than the content that she speaks about, so that you know where your information is coming from. You filter it. So when she says to every Democrat tweeting me the clip of Dave Chappelle is insulting me, I'm not a leftist. I have a sense of humor. And I think comedians should, in caps, make fun of people. Dave Chappelle is one of the greatest comedians of all time, and I made it into one of his specials. That's power, all in caps. Do you see my reaction? Did you see my look? Do you not see? Did you pick up? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Do you need me to say it? That's power. She's got power. When you start talking like that, or not starting, she's always talked like that. But these are moments that you can see that when what comes out of her mouth has been blinded, not because she just had a baby. It's been that way since her doxing site. Her flipping on Trump. You're just finally seeing with time and the more instances and the more subjects, you're seeing that she's wet behind the ears. So if this is not about throwing shade on Candace, she's showing that she's lost in her own power that she thinks she has because the audience made her feel that way. Nobody has to trash anybody. You just move on. You just ignore. You don't follow them. You don't feed into it. It's not about, why would don't waste your time bashing her. It is what it is. So no need to get disappointed. You could be dating somebody, right? And the next thing you know, or you marry somebody and the next thing you know, they're not who you thought you married. No problem. You move on. You change your relationship. You find new friends. That's Candace for you. That's why I've never followed her. I don't comment on her. Whenever I do comment on my show about her, it's because I don't understand because of she fits this spot. And when she says things that people like to hear and agree with, everyone's yay, and clapping and following, and she's the best. Specifically when it had to do with, right, Israel, Palestine, right? You know, the whole anti-whatever. I'm all about free speech, but it did seem like she was fighting back and standing up for Christianity, standing up for, everything should be equal. Nobody should have special treatment. That's equality. Even monkeys want equality. A lot of animals do. So it's nice, right, to have somebody that had a voice and said, I'm going to keep going. You're not going to make me afraid of you. But what happened? What happened? What happened? She's not afraid, but she's running out of things to get the level of ego boost that you need with views and comments. She's so lost in that her brain is not computing because you're not being yourself. You're looking, you're grabbing, you're grasping. She needs to take a step back and really decide maybe it was meant for her. Maybe her true calling is to be a mom. She talks about it a lot. She loves being a mom. More kids the merrier. She loves being a wife. And she claims that, because I work from home, I'm still a mom. No, Candace, I'm sorry. No. Whoever you are, you're either at home with your kids, that's a mom. Yes. Don't come after me like, I have to. If you have to work, you have to work. If you don't have a husband, you're a single mom and you have to do what you got to do. But when you have the option, what are you doing? Because just like a lot of famous people, singers, right? But not just the singers. At least a lot of the singers, right? For example, musicians, they really went through a lot and didn't make any money until they finally made it, for those who did make it. Okay. But there was a growth period. There was some suffering, learning lessons. But even they have a hard time dealing with that level of fame. But as you can see, how many YouTubers at this point, if I would have said this in 2010, 2015, but now in 2025, you can see how people crash out all the time. When they're producing for the audience and they're not being true to themselves, they crash out, they lose they check out, literally, and you know this. So as nice as it is to be able to talk to your content creators, and for us content creators, how wonderful it is to hear you. You've got to really have You're head on, real good, real straight, which only comes with time and suffering and learning lessons. You can't just read about it. And money can't pay for it out. Why can't she just take a quick break and talk to some professionals? Well, apparently, what did she do? She called Trump. Or no, she claims, don't quote me, I think Trump called her. But she mentioned in her podcast that she did call some friends. Russell Brand just stated himself that she called him. So she's calling all these content creators. What are they really telling her? Because does Russell need all the money from his podcast? Does he make enough money to live a good life from his movies and other stuff that he does? Nah, he's got to have a voice. He's got to keep influencing you culturally. He used to be a complete leftist, not just a leftist, a complete communist. How do they change? Because they learn. Or did they? Or did they really learn? And there's their skit because they want the money and the power. It really is an addiction in and of itself. So I understand them. They're human. We're all fallible. So let's all be realistic how human everybody is. Elon Musk, segue to Elon Musk and his daddy issues because he's acting like he has daddy issues. Who doesn't know anything about it? He doesn't talk to his father. His mother claimed, that he wasn't a great husband, great father. Obviously, they're divorced. Apparently, the guy was real nasty. He didn't say anything nice about him in the last few years. He even said, I'm like ashamed of my son. Don't quote me like word for word, but you know what I mean? I think he even called his son fat or whatever. Whatever. These people. Oh. I mean, if people they have their insecurities and their issues without money, imagine with money. The denial is even heavier. So now, Elon Musk, I'm not saying that I wouldn't agree with a third party because clearly the two-party doesn't work. And it was meant not to work. It was created for that purpose. Wake up call. So, okay, a new party, an American party. The whole thing's got to come down, ladies and gentlemen. You know it. Congress, the shit's got to get wiped out. It's not about finding better people. I mean, look at Thomas Massey. He's like really the only one. Of all of them, there's only one guy that's actually smart and a true American and has balls and couth and character. If I can go down the list of this guy. Can't find a flaw on that man. Not at all. Good person. Funny how the good person is the smartest one at the same time. You see what I mean? Knowledge, experience. And then you have to have the balls, the cojones, the character, the spine to be magnanimous enough and noble enough to truly be that. There's no arguing. You know what's right. You know what's wrong. He sees it very clearly. And we see it too. So let's not get caught up, waste our brain cells. Just keep calling everybody out. Elon's got daddy issues, and so his ego is really torn, really butthurt. So he's reacting all emo. He's not acting with his mind at all. He might make it sound like it because he's talking about a third party and how, warning all the Americans that this is the worst bill ever. Yes, it is the worst bill. But see, you could do so much more with your money there, Elon. Like if the big bad bill, funny, right? The big beautiful bill. Why aren't you putting your money and your focus and resources not to go into Mars and building robots if you cared so much about the Americans? So shut up. Sit down. Because your ego is all that's playing here. And yes, not to be redundant, because you hear it all the time, it is all theater. But don't worry, because energy keeps moving. And when you're moving at this rate, in delusional, like the BBB bill, right? It will crash. Be ready. This isn't a doomsday talk. This is about Just have a good time. Enjoy your life. Make sure you got canned food, make sure you got water. Make sure you know your neighbors. Make sure you call your family members. Stay close to your people. You know it. You know it. Don't let Auntie Olga tell you. You know it. So, yeah, there you go. On a positive note, I know there's a lot of memes and jokes and stuff talking about the alligator Alcatraz. Is that how we're calling it? Or how do you guys want to call it? I'll be looking at your chat here in a minute. I'm loving it. What's taking them so long? Brilliant. I know there's some, negative connotation to it because, again, some people are looking at it like, oh, is this too much of like a Caesar type style of governing? Excuse me. Governing. Listen. Nothing is perfect. But yeah, I think there should be an alligator Alcatraz everywhere. Every state. Absolutely. You got to go through due process. A lot of us go to court for a lot of different reasons. And even if we'd like it to be done and finished in a month, 6 months, a lot of like, injury cases, right? Before they settle, they win or they lose, takes years. So, a lot of people suffer. A lot of people are waiting for that payback for, their injuries and whatnot, especially if they were in the wrong, meaning they were owed that, not just workman's comp, for example. So it is part of what our system. Yeah. So my prediction, my insight is that we will, during this 4th of July and after, if 2020 changed us and is memorable, historical like never before, not just in our lifetime, get ready for what's coming next. Get ready. And I'm thinking it's going to be tough. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But it's necessary, it's inevitable, and there will be sunshine at the end of the tunnel. That's it. You stand your ground, you stand in your faith. You don't let anybody piss you off or like affect your mood and your spirituality. If there's ever a time, and for those who even doubt if Jesus existed or any of the stories of the Bibles were real, this is a time that you will, without a doubt, know that there is a creator. Everything that science has done and conditioned us, because 2020 wouldn't have happened if most of us weren't conditioned to the science. Science is ego trying to prove that they know better. They still cannot create a human, even if they do clone people, whether you believe in clones or not. They cannot create a human from nothing, from scratch. So as much as they want to be a creator, they're not. They're imitators. And at best, they're trying to understand the world we live in. At best. But again, when people think they know everything, this is how we got to where we're at. Also, because everybody likes comfort. Like, why save your money when you can get a credit card or take a loan? Why build a house? Why not just get a mortgage, get somebody else's money? Mortgage. Who doesn't know the meaning of mortgage? Mortgage. Death. What the fuck? So I've been here. I've been waiting for this for 30 years. Waiting for people to wake up because the lie was the norm. And we that kind of woke up to this shit many years ago, even before the internet. And then when the internet, oh, your conspiracy theory, oh, that really? No. But it's a lot easier to have people think for you than for you to think for yourself. And this is exactly why we are where we're at. Whether we blame it on the boomers or whoever, Doesn't matter. We all participated. And now, what'd they say? The chickens come to the roost. How does it go with the chickens coming to the roost? Yeah. So welcome to the fact that our alternative media is just as weak and lying and sellouts like everybody else. Because when you got shit on your favor, when you're making all the money, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you'll find reasons. Some of them believe in their lies. Others no. Guys, it's really hot here in Philadelphia. I turned the AC off so it wouldn't make a hum in the background. But right now, I'm getting a little, look at me. I'm getting a little verklempt. Oh, shoot. Well, thank you guys for being here with me. I can't wait to see your comments. I'll be looking at your live chat momentarily. And again, please make sure to share this content. Smash that like button. Subscribe. Bring everybody over here. Oh, and I do, like I said, I have a lot on my plate. I had a guest on Monday. I had planned to be live on Monday. The guest had to reschedule. Very special guest I got coming on. I got 3 or 4 of them already lined up. And that's going to be more of my goal because the reaction videos. I'll also put a link on the community post so you guys can see like another big, he's got like 1.5 million or almost 2 million. I forget his name, but how he talked about how he can't do this anymore. The reaction videos, music videos, and he's a musician, all the stuff. He's a rapper. I'm sure you guys know his name. I can't think of it right now. Anyway, I'm going to share that link just to give everybody a heads up. Like, this is what's happening. We're in a new world. YouTube is completely different. Reaction videos cannot be done anymore. They're going hard against it. And if I do it privately, if I do them over on locals because you just love to see my reaction to them, that's great. I can do them over there, no problem. But then I don't get any viewage, right? And I'm not able to reach a broader audience, right? So, yeah. So I'll be reacting to trending news and continuing hardcore with my To Be a Man series. It's going to be good. I'm going to piss a lot of people off. I'm looking forward to it. That's what I do for a living because you know what? First you get mad, but then you get glad. It's just initial reaction. I know. I'm an expert at it. Who's with me? Oh, thank you for the super chats. Miss ya. Hey, Chris Thompson, how you doing? Miss you, glad you're back and your shop is up with all new items. Thank you. Check out her stuff, everyone. Love my Olga t-shirt. Love you. Love you. Thank you. That was great. That was a great plugging, Chris. Much love. Knees Joe. Thank you for the super chat, Knees Joe. I love the Olga. How you doing? You know, oh, the merch. That's right. Oh my God. Look at me. I stopped before I finished reading it. Yes. Is it not great on an apron? The whole country, everybody in the world should have an apron with a how you doing and the smiley face with the sunglasses. Come on. Absolutely. Especially now for 4th of July weekend. And it's 25% off. Yay. But the 25% is only off for the 4th. Tomorrow, all day tomorrow. And then on the 5th to the 6th, it's 20% off. Get your 25% off. But anyway, hey, I'm accepting gifts. You know, you could donate. Shout out to all my members, especially if I missed you in the live. Let me say, yeah. So I think I covered it all. Because listen, I could be here for 2 hours just on one of the podcasts that Candace did with her husband. And you know how there's like the body language experts? Well, I have my insight and expertise on people's body language. And she finally got her husband on a podcast, one of her episodes. And, you know, no matter how much people hide stuff, you can see. If you're looking and you know how to look, you can see. And it tells you a lot about them. And the thing is, to be in the public eye, it's very, very difficult. It takes a special kind of person because you really, in order to stay true to yourself and to your audience, it's just not that easy. So, you know what I mean? We can't expect, no matter how much we like somebody, it's a tough place to be in the public eye, and being yourself at the same time when the camera's looking at you. You know what I'm saying? So, and I speak from my own experience, but I'm unshakable. There's nothing anybody can do. I've had it all done. Candace, she's just one person that is showing their level of maturity. It's not just their way of thinking. You know, obviously your thoughts and your beliefs change with time, just like she was a liberal. Now she's not, just like she was about Trump and now she's not. You see what I mean? So, no reason to get mad at her. It's just like, girlfriend, go home, take care of your kids. You clearly love your family. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need this. You don't need the money. Why are you doing it? You know what I mean? And when you're flipping on your audience, you know, that's, you know, if you had a friendship with her and she flipped on you, you can't have a friendship when you're fucking changing your mind. You got to know who you are, and you want to know who your friends are, so you know where to stay, where you stand, and how to talk to them. Right? It's really that basic. I really think people are just bored and also addicted to just the comebacks, the reaction, the text, dude. Those who know don't even waste their time. So everybody wasting their time acting like they have a voice. Most of them are making money on X from the viewage, whether they have subscribers, and the money they get paid for the views and the audience interacting with their content. You know what I mean? So again, if they weren't getting paid, how long would they actually fucking last? So even if I got to take a break, or you don't see me for a minute because I have to make my money and I'm not relying on this. Not that I won't, not that I don't want to make this a main source of income for myself, but I have to do what is right and what feels right. Always. And I love you guys for always backing me up and standing by the Sama Haman. You don't like the Alcatraz at all. Why is that? Why is that? Tell me. Oh, really? I had no idea that Spain versus Portugal is playing the Euro Cup. Yeah, no, I've been knee deep in my book. And obviously what affects me the most? The trash. The Philly trash. See, that's directly impacting my life. So that is a priority. You see what I mean? You did get the gray shirt. Yes. I'm saying you look good. It looked good. Honestly, it was a great picture. I did make a video, guys. It's on one of the shorts if you want to check it out. I also reposted it. So anybody who gets merch, I'll repost it. I'll share it with the audience, because it just, I don't just do it to give you a shout out. It's to share how meaningful it is to me. And it'll always be, no matter how many items I sell, I'll have a whole episode built. If I sell like 100 pieces of different, to 100 different people, instead of maybe doing one video at a time, I'll do a whole long one with everybody. Absolutely. It will always. And but if I'm getting that many sales, and I can hire somebody to even help me do more. What's up? The more, the merrier. Oh, so is the game? Oh, the game is going on now. Spain already scored. All right. Well, I don't know if Saman's still here, but Saman, before I check out, or we can continue the conversation over on locals. Hi, Cindy V. Great to see you. Welcome. Big, beautiful Will passes. I know. I mean, it sounds beautiful, right? It's kind of like when you buy a beautiful mansion and then right after you buy it and you spent like, I don't know, 5 million on it, 10 million, and then you go bankrupt. It's like that. But hey, enjoy it while it lasts, my friends. Enjoy while it lasts. Yeah. Philly, stinky Philly. Oh, the kind of things that people are commenting about, like, why don't you take your trash and drop it off at City Hall? So, yeah. All right, guys. That was a mouthful, wasn't it? Well, I'm going to see you on the other side here on Locals. Again, not for nothing, but while we're wrapping up, let me see. Here's the store. Here's the store. Look at that. Just in time for USA. Come on. 4th of July. Gorgeous. I love the sunglasses. Live free, because that's me, baby. But yeah, then we got that. If you keep scrolling, you'll get to, or you can even just type in how you doing, Olga. That's another way to find those designs. See what I mean? I got the Savage. I'm the king of my own kingdom. That's a good apron one too. You know what I mean? That's a great one. Well, yeah. You can just type in how you doing. It's funny. I reorganized this so that you don't have to like scroll this like, that's the one. That's the one Chris got. Yeah. And yeah, it's funny. I don't know why the how you doing is so far down. I wonder if you can just go like this, how you doing? See if this works. Yo, you see that? And that was live just for you, baby dolls. I got tank tops, the apron. What's up? How you doing? It's a great talking point. You're going to grill better than you ever grilled before. I promise. Guarantee. All right, guys. Thank you for all your love and support. I look forward to your merch. And for the coffees. I hope you have a wonderful, amazing, the best, memorable, full of life, positive energy, 4th of July ever. I'm going to see you guys right over here. Let me say, right over here. You're going to see me right there in about 5-10 minutes. I got to hook it up, and we'll continue the restream and take my jacket off, let my hair down, and get a little more cash, uncensored, unfiltered, over on Locals. I'm going to put the link. The link is already in the description below, but just in case, here is the restream in the live chat, my friends. I'll see you guys. What's going on? What's going on? Thank you so much for all your love and support. Thank you for being here. Go join me on the other side. I'll also put the link in later. If you miss me live over there, you still join me. You still comment. I'll respond to all your comments there for sure. Much love, guys. Much love. I'll see you over on Locals. Like 5 minutes or so. Go to the bathroom. That's what I'm going to do. All right. Okay. TMI. Bye, guys. Bye.